Stop being stuck. In this video, we're gonna explain why change is super easy, why you might find it difficult, and what you can do about it. The truth is, change is super easy in itself. You want to do something different than before. So if you know how to do it differently, you can just go ahead and do it that way. If you don't know how to do it, you can just learn it beforehand. That's it. Nothing scary or complicated. We do this all the time. Let's say your daily commute is 60 minutes and you learn a new way to get to your workspace that only takes 30 minutes. If other factors are the same, you'll just start using the faster route and will have no issues adapting to it. It's a no-brainer. So change in itself is easy. It's just upgrading your inner software on how to do a certain set of tasks. It can be super fast. So how come there are things in your life where you struggle to make a change? Even if you know what to do and know that it would be beneficial for you, shouldn't change be just as easy there as well? Well, it should, but there's something blocking the software upgrade. You most likely have an inner conflict about it. One part of you wants it, but the other part of you does not want it. Let's see a quick example of this. Meet Ben. Ben has a comfortable life, has a good career, but feels like there's more and wants to have his own business. He wants to work towards financial and time freedom. So Ben decides to start an online business on the side. When Ben was a young kid, his entrepreneur uncle went bankrupt. Ben learned at a young age that having a business is risky and dangerous. His mother also said a lot of negative things about his uncle and people without a quote-unquote proper job. Adult Ben has long forgotten about this. His uncle's business was also way different from the online side income that Ben wants to build. But his unconscious mind did not forget. Every time when Ben wants to get into building his secondary income, somehow he manages to put it off and to not start. Ben has a hidden part that thinks starting a business is dangerous and that people without a proper job are bad. Until that inner conflict is resolved, he's unlikely to become successful as an entrepreneur. The hard part about inner conflicts is that they are very intangible. Most of the time, not even conscious. Ben has no idea why he's unable to progress with his business. He thinks he's good at his job, he's hardworking, and he could do well in business also. Ben also has several ready-to-go stories about why he did not start so far. He thinks he needs to learn how to create a website from scratch. He needs to learn graphic design. He needs to read the latest article of Bowtied Bull. Maybe there's a new crypto opportunity he could do well in. But others talk about e-commerce, which all makes sense, yada, yada, yada. Very creatively, his mind will always find a way to not start and rationalize why not. And it all seems logical to Ben. So, what is the solution? For Ben to be a successful entrepreneur, he needs to take the actions a successful business owner would take. If he's currently incapable of taking consistent actions, then there are two main roads he can take. Road number one, Ben can work on his inner conflicts. Road number two, Ben can work on external factors. The most efficient will be working on both aspects over time. Let's dive into both of them a bit deeper, starting with the inner conflicts. There are two steps to do here, and none of them are easy to do alone without a skilled helper. Step 1. Identifying the inner conflicts. Ben needs to really dig deep and be open to any ideas that might come up while trying to identify the conflicts. The challenge here is if Ben wants to work on this by himself, he's the one asking and answering the questions. He can hide the good answers from himself easily and never get to the root of the problem. As Einstein once put it, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Another challenge. Usually there isn't just one but multiple existing conflicts that need to be dealt with. If he wants to find his inner conflicts on his own, the key is to be open to whatever idea comes up and try to see and understand it. Step 2. Resolving the inner conflicts. So, once the root cause, the real one, not whatever rationalized one, is found, Ben needs to then resolve that conflict. This is again where a skilled helper would be useful to make sure it's completely resolved and not just surface level trickery. Ben needs to task his mind to come up with a solution. That solution cannot have any conflicts. For example, Ben would realize that his belief of the decision to be a business owner being a risky or dangerous decision was taken completely out of context. It's not relevant anymore, so he should be able to just change it instantly. The challenge here is that the solution needs to come from deep within. Ben can't just talk his way into the solution. If he could do that, all the affirmation folks out there would be millionaires already. This needs to be a new realization that Ben comes up with. Sounds difficult? We get it. That's why we're here to help. If you don't want to do it alone or run around in circles, please fill out our short application form to work with us. We resolve most inner conflicts within 1 or 2 sessions, even if they've been stuck there for 20 plus years unresolved. Ready for the other route? External factors is the other route. What does this even mean? These are the factors that we can consciously influence and create externally. For example, while Ben tries to work on his second income source, his phone is constantly beeping on his desk. These notifications distract him and he's not able to do any meaningful work. Ben's wife could also be an external factor. While Ben tries to work, she interrupts him by asking him to watch her favorite TV series with her. During dinner, she also makes comments about Ben wasting his time. These external factors are not supporting his transformation to become the business owner that he wants to be. So let's see what Ben can change externally to set himself up for success. Ben could just leave his phone in a different room to be able to focus more. He could also just have a chat with his wife about the importance of his second income. He can set boundaries to have undisturbed time for building his business. External factors can have a huge impact on facilitating change. Imagine if all of Ben's friends and his wife were online business owners. The likelihood of Ben becoming an entrepreneur in that scenario would be much, much higher. What are the challenges that we face with external factors? Number 1 is the degree of the inner conflicts. If Ben is afraid to get on a call and sell his product, his external factors might not be enough to help him out. He'll probably find an excuse to start later. He can only make that phone call after watching a few motivational videos. Even then, he probably stops after 1 to 2 calls because he deserves a break, or at least he's convinced himself of that. Number 2, it's hard to implement them properly. Ben might think it's enough if his phone is on silent mode, but seeing the notifications pop up is still distracting, even if he doesn't check the notifications. These are some nuances for external factors that can make or break them. If you've tried something and it didn't work, it's not necessarily the method's fault. External factors, when executed properly, can resolve the internal conflicts as well. In that process, the mind finds evidence of the opposite of the blocking beliefs and is forced to give up on those beliefs. How does that exactly work? For example, Ben starts to work on his business every day, no matter what. He'll have evidence of himself being the person who does work on his business consistently. Then he makes his first $100 online. He realizes he's safe, he can make extra money, and he still keeps his job. He has evidence now, evidence saying that building a business is not dangerous. The inner conflicts are reduced and over time will be resolved on their own. On this channel, you'll find lots of ways to optimize your external factors. We've put together a checklist for you to make sure you're set up for success. If you check off the majority of the items on this list, you'll see yourself change more easily. It worked for us and as well as our clients. You can download it at bowtidechange.com/checklist. In this video, we went through why change is easy when nothing is blocking it. We covered why it becomes hard when there's an inner conflict, and then looked at ways to resolve that inner conflict. Now you have the tools to change even if you're currently stuck. If you'd like to fast track your way to success and change now, fill out the application form below to work with us. We're on a mission to help people get unstuck and change for the better. If you'd like to support that mission, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and drop a comment down below. This helps us grow and reach more people and ultimately make the world a better place. Thank you for watching.